Welcome everyone to Lunch with Link. Today is February 1st, 2030. Oh my gosh, I just almost said 2013. It is February 1st, 2023. And if this is your first time joining Lunch with Link, it is a bi-weekly program hosted by Link, a Center for Independent Living in Southwest Idaho. Our mission is simple: to empower Idahoans with disabilities across the lifespan to live the life of our choosing in our communities. And you can learn more about Link on our website, linkidaho.org. Our guests on Lunch with Link join us every Wednesday to share some fun conversation around lunch and about some resources and information that may help us in living the life of our choosing in our Idaho communities. So today I am so excited. We have Melissa and Allison, and they are both with Idaho Parents Unlimited, and we may call that IPUL, APUL, and they're both staff members there, and that is a member organization of the Consortium for Idahoans with Disability, or CID, and they're here on Lunch with Link, and they're going to join us to share great information about a day that I personally am a huge fan of, and I know many of us here in our community are: Fred Rigger's Disability Awareness Day, that's happening on February 21st, 2023. And they'll share all that great information and the details here during our interview. And just a quick programming note: please know that Lunch with Link is filmed live and covers a wide range of topics. So please do listen responsibly. And we also want to welcome back, of course, our American Sign Language interpreter. And today we have Lisa. And so the other note on access is these will be available on YouTube on our channel, Link Idaho TV, with corrected captioning shortly after the program. That is a mouthful, and I kind of spiced it up today. I was trying a few things out, Melissa and Allison. Thank you guys for coming. We're so glad to have you both here.
We are excited to be here. I appreciate you having us. So,
yeah, well, I will tell you guys, I have been watching as you guys have been organizing this event that's coming up, and it just sounds really, really exciting. So I'm going to try to not get too excited about it and talk a little bit about food first, because, you know, here at Lunch with Link, we want everybody to remember you are about to be very impressed with Allison and Melissa on how they're putting together this really amazing community event with support from others, but also they just eat like the rest of us. It's crazy. So what are you guys having to lunch today? What's on the menu?
Well, I would love to say that I am eating what I brought with me. However, I will not be. I brought, I came with the best intentions on this Wednesday. I brought myself a little vegetable tray, some ranch. I was going to hit the broccoli, but I think that I have decided to go to lunch instead. Melissa, where are we going?
So I'm excited. I didn't bring a lunch, so I'm actually even more excited. We have a partner visiting us from out of state who really wants to embrace Idaho and Boise specific culture. So we're taking her down to the Basque Block, and we're going to go to Lake Ono, I believe it's called. And we're going to have some Basque food, some croquetas. Yeah. So I know, did we make you really hungry?
Well, you said, I mean, croquetas, it's like heaven in your mouth. That is the most amazing. The Basque Market sells them. I love the ones from Bar Granica. Sometimes I just get them on my way home for a snack in the car.
Yes. I'm kind of hesitating because I had COVID back in let's see, September, and I still can't taste or smell. So I have to find textures that are really good for me. That's how I'm enjoying my food right now. So croquetas might be off the plate for me today because they're a little not texture, but I'm going to get a salad with some crunch in there.
Melissa, that's amazing, because I think so many people have experienced like different impacts in that taste loss and when it comes and when it goes, and that you have found a way to like because we all have to eat. So it's
Mhm.
like, I can't taste it. I'm going to go off of how it feels in my mouth,
Yep.
like
So
the
I
texture.
had to find something, right? And that's what I found.
Are you crunchy? Like, do you like crunchy tacos now? Because you're like, oh, I can have a crunchy taco.
Absolutely. I loathed crunchy tacos before this. Now it's my go-to staple. Yep. Crunchy instead of the soft tortilla.
Oh my gosh. You guys, see, this is why we talk about food. Look at everything we have learned. You just see the light. Well, I made myself lunch or dinner last night. My husband had to work late. And for viewers of the show, they know most of my lunches come from my husband because he's awesome and loves to cook. And we have a small kitchen. So it doesn't matter if both of us like to cook, it's probably better ones in there. But he worked late. So I made a curry and some meatballs and some rice. And I was super excited to be like, look, guys, I actually made my lunch today. And then, while you don't know my husband, Melissa and Allison, I'm going to tell you, he's the sweetest person on the planet. Because then he gave me a sandwich today on my bag, wrapped up with a note that says heart, PB, and love.
Oh,
Because he knew I had this show and my sister-in-law made this homemade jam. And I'm just going to tell you, this is what I'm having for lunch today just because of that. I still also might go out and get croquetas now, though. I mean, everybody.
Sorry.
I'll help Commerce.
Yes,
I would-
exactly.
I'll take some
All right.
pictures of the food. You can be there in spirit.
Yes, you guys, just channel my being. Thank
We
you.
will.
I appreciate that. So you guys, first of all, I just love that you're both willing to talk about food in this way. That was a very good food segment here on Lunch with Link. We also are here to talk about something that I think is really important to Idahoans, and that is the consortium with Idahoans with Disability Awareness Day, Fred Riggers, which I said in a very weird order, kind of like I was ordering at Starbucks. But you two work for one of the organizations. So SID is an organization that is of other organizations. And so would you maybe tell us a little bit about, because since you're both at IPOL, about what you do there and about yourselves?
Yeah,
Sure, Allison, you want to,
absolutely. Yeah, I would love to go first, always. I am a parent education coordinator here at Idaho Parents Unlimited. I am the newest staff member, so I was very excited to be selected to assist in this planning. It's kind of my very first project, getting my feet wet, jumping into the world. So I'm very excited to be here doing this. Most of my day, though, is helping parents on the phone, on Zoom, via email, no cost to them, just helping them, those parents with children of disability that have disabilities, navigate systems, school, community. But that's how I spend most of my day.
That's incredible. And again, a partner organization of Link, because you guys do help so many and family. It's a family, school is about family often and children's success and how parents are navigating that. So grateful for that work, Allison, and appreciate that people are there during that time, because it just takes a lot of conversations to understand navigation of systems like that. Yeah. Well, Melissa, what about you? What do you do?
Thank you. So yeah, my name's Melissa. I'm also a parent education coordinator here at Idaho Parents Unlimited. We are a parent training and information center, very similar, how I guess I would say to Link. We are birth to 26. So, we do those warm handoffs often between ourselves. We are a parent-led organization. So almost, let's see, out of the 9 of us, 7 of us are parents of children with disabilities or special healthcare needs. So when you call our office or when families call our office, they are getting a hold of someone who has very much been in their shoes. So we can resonate with families in that way. And very similar to Allison, as a parent education coordinator, we're helping families accessing education and those navigation of just healthcare systems in the state. But we love our job and we love being able to help families like ours.
That is such a great model, right? Especially, as a Center for Independent Living, we're for people with disabilities, by people with disabilities. So we have a lot of staff with cross disabilities, and to have an organization that is parent-led and parent-focused, and then the staff reflects that as well, you really do come with compassion with some of these very difficult conversations, and also come with a little understanding of what it's like. You may not know everybody's details or complete situations, but you know how that can be, and how powerful is that when you're someone who feels like you're navigating something that's new or alone or just weird, and then someone be like, oh, I get that. Let's get to work. Oh, I love the parent education coordinators at iPoll. All right, you guys. So we're also here. Fred Riggers was a pretty incredible human in of himself, and so much. And he has such an interesting story. For those of you who maybe have been viewers of Lunch with Link, we had his grandson on here and his lunch, and why not only do I remember it because he was an incredible human to talk to, but it was also, he had alligator bites because he was in a restaurant when we did our interview, and it was so cool. But he talked about his grandpa and watching how his grandpa went through a lot of the transitions, and how, and late life, disability can change a lot of things, and how he just kept showing up at the Capitol building, and now there's flat Freds everywhere, and people that know him, and that really says a lot about what Fred Riggers Disability Awareness Day is all about. And what have you guys really enjoyed about it, and learning about it, because it's got a pretty good history?
I think that just really right off the bat, what really resonated with me is, he grew up, in northern Idaho, being a farmer. I really liked learning about what made him become an advocate. Being from northern Idaho, being a farmer, and then, really losing his vision kind of by his late 50s, then navigating his way down to Boise, where, his intent was to learn how to use a cane and, make coffee on his own, to really becoming an advocate for everybody else. It was just really inspiring. He knew how to, I speak like I know him, but from reading about him, it sounds like he really knew how to go to the Capitol and connect with people on, their similar interests. So water rights and farming. And then from there, he was really able to expand that bubble to, let's talk about, individuals with disabilities and advocacy, and how can we, and he'd already built those relationships. So it was just easier for him to navigate. And it's just really inspiring.
I love that, Allison. Yeah, and I think we all talk like we know him, right? Because that's the piece that I think that's why it's so awesome that the consortium named this day after him, because what his superpower was building relationships with people, and that has preceded his life here on Earth. And now we all feel like this intrinsic connection to this person that we just get. We understand that you're an Idahoan, you came to learn something, and then you learned things needed to change, and then you got to work and you built good relationships. It's so Idaho, really, I think. So Melissa, anything from you? Yeah,
I just wish I would have had the opportunity to meet him, because like we talk about him like we knew him. And you mentioned Flat Fred, and I love the Flat Freds, but because that gives me, his the council has a life-size cutout of Fred, and that just gives us the ability to be able to say, this man that has done so many wonderful things for Idahoans with disabilities. And I can just see him at the Capitol, and I just wish I had been able to meet him. But yes, it is wonderful that Sid has named this day after him. I think it's a really, really great way to honor his memory and all the work he's done for Idahoans.
Yeah, I love those Flat Freds. I have a love-hate with them, because when they were created, my husband actually made them at his sign shop. Speaking of, you get another shout out, husband. He doesn't know he's as involved as he is, but he is. And so he had created those. So we had a bunch of them at the Link office, which we still have them now. And we've got them in our offices, similar to how you guys probably do. And it's but it's this life size. And one is him sitting on a bench. And so that's in our information referral specialist office. So sometimes when I walk by, I try to talk to Kelly, because I think there's a person in there, but it's elevated, so I should really know it's not. But yeah, that's an energy, right? That's something that lives on. And I think that's what his grandson was saying too, about how just proud he was to be a part of that. And he's got some things that he faces every day too, that Fred wouldn't even have known that was a thing. He wasn't even fighting for his grandson at the time, right? So oh, it's amazing. And while this is all founded in incredible stuff, I think Fred showed us how we get work done, building relationships, conversations, all of these pieces. And with that, there's 5 key issues that you guys are focusing on for this year, right? Would you mind telling us a little bit about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So SID is going to have key issue tables, and the SID board, actually the SID as a group of organizations, really honed in to identify 5 key issues that all of the organizations felt were really the top issues for Idahoans with disabilities, and how can we speak to those that are in charge of making laws and making change in Idaho? How can we get that information to them without, lobbying necessarily, but bringing these key issues to light? So of that, the most important identified one, and we know it to be true in our office as all of the other consortium SID members, let's just say that. I have a love-hate relationship for that word.
Right.
That key issue that we are making as an organization is a direct care shortage, the direct care workforce shortage that affects so many individuals with disabilities and their families. So that is really that key issue, in addition to the housing crisis that is affecting many individuals. Boise alone, we know that rent prices are astronomical. It's forcing, independent living it is getting a lot more strained based on the housing crisis that we're having. So that's a key issue that we will identify and speak to our representatives about. Let's see, the third one is voting rights for individuals with disabilities and how access issues to voting. And so we want to talk about all that. Children's mental health is also an identified issue, as well as digital accessibility. And we know Idaho is that rural state, and many of our Idahoans, especially those that have disabilities, are very much faced with accessibility issues digitally, as well as other accessibility issues too. So those 5 key items, will have tables. SID organizations will be able to speak to those. And we'll be able to really bring those to light with our representatives.
That is amazing. And this isn't, guys, this is all an opportunity for everyone to come down to the Capitol building and the rotunda. So as we're talking about these issues, SID vetted the 5 issues that they wanted to focus on. And as Idahoans, those are the ones that I think most organizations can see. We can make some good progress if we address some of these. And digital accessibility, technology is a game changer for so many people with disabilities. And so if we can't access it and we can't get to it, I'll take a frontier state all day long. And I want to make sure that we've got resources for people who want them and can benefit from them. And some of this stuff is really, really critical that we educate information to our lawmakers and decision makers about how it impacts us as their voters. And they listen, when we set meetings up, and there's lots of different ways to do it. And I think this is a great one, because even if you don't know how to do it, you can come down and maybe talk to someone who has before, or get a resource of how you could talk about your issues, because sometimes it's just hard for us to even tell our story to educate people, or we don't think it's worth it. So come down and check that out.
Yeah. And LeAnn, what you said, education, that is what truly, Fred Rigger's Disability Awareness Day is about: education and educating the public. Our tagline, if you will, is tying our community together, and we're using the signature bow tie, that Fred was known for wearing. So we will have bow ties available to those at the Capitol that would like to sport one in his honor, but it is education and tying our communities together.
Yeah. Allison,
Yeah, I just really want to jump in and say that something that I found to be really fun in this whole process, which, it's like planning a party. So some parts can get kind of stressful and overwhelming and making sure all the pieces align and are in place. But part of it that has been really fun is about taking this day and putting a little twist on it, or how can we make it stand out from other years, and making it fun, and how do we draw legislators down with things like coffee, and we'll have a photo booth with props like ties, and like Melissa had mentioned, we'll have red ties there, so you can come and pick a table and speak to someone who's really knowledgeable and learn more, but also have a lot of fun doing it. So I think that has been really an awesome part of it this year.
Yeah, it's all because these are difficult things to talk about. And so when you can have a little fun around them, we also remember that sometimes it's not always the difficult times, but coming together with people that have challenges too, just to celebrate the progress that has been made and learn about the progress we still have an opportunity to keep working on. So guys, this is so exciting. I love the bow ties too. I saw that email. I think Lana, our director of IL Innovation, was like, "Did you see the theme?" And it said, tying our community together. I was like, "Oh, it has to be for the bow tie." Like I didn't even have to see the whole email. So that's fantastic. And so we're celebrating stuff, and you guys have been really gifted the opportunity to celebrate some award winners in the disability community. And I know there's like, you asked for applications, people nominated, all of this stuff. Could you give us a little insider knowledge? Because I think I heard a rumor that you posted some winners, but we'd love to hear if we could on Lunch with Link.
We would love to tell you. Yes, so winners have been notified. It has been posted, so we can let spill those beans now. Sid will be awarding 3 awards this year. The first, well, in no particular order, let's just say that. The 2023 Disability Champion Award, that person is being recognized for constantly having compassion and promoting policy that has directly affected individuals with disabilities in our state. And that goes to Senator Grant Burgoyne, who retired last year, but yes, we're so excited. So he will be getting that Disability Champion Award. We think very deserving. Same very deserving would be the 2023 Fred Riggers Disability Advocate Award, and that's going to Kristen Herbert. So we're very excited for her. That's wonderful, wonderful advocate for years upon years for individuals with disabilities and their families and everyone. So excited for her. And then the Maryland Sword Legacy Award is going to Rick Huber. And so we're very excited for him as well. Very much deserving of that award, that Legacy Award too. So we're excited for all of the candidates. The awards ceremony will be at noon on Fred Riggers Disability Awareness Day at the Capitol Rotunda. So from noon to 1 is when the awards ceremony will be happening, and we will get to recognize these individuals for the countless hours and effort and just amazing things that they've done.
Absolutely. You guys, I bet it's a hard thing when you're picking out winners for these type of awards, when you're looking at nominations, because we've got some incredible Idahoans, and these 3 are great ones to select, but I can only imagine sometimes that can be challenging.
Oh my goodness, there was some amazing award nominations. Yes, so that was, I imagine, very hard for the SID members to vote that down, but I think they picked really well, and yeah, we're excited.
That's fantastic, you guys. Well, so a couple of details that I would love just the viewers to hear from you. So, because I've heard a few things on my own, like photo booth and coffee and excitement and tables and issues. Does that happen just at noon? Does it start earlier? Can you give our viewers a few details about the day?
Yeah, so photo booth and refreshments will be available from 9 to noon until that award ceremony starts. So it's going to start right at 9. We'll have those tables set up, and individuals who are knowledgeable around these top 5 priorities that have been identified. You can ask some questions, ask how you can be involved, take your picture, get some coffee, and then like Melissa said, that award ceremony will start at noon. So it'll kind of be just a series of conversations at these different tables and some networking between 9 to noon.
You said my favorite word, networking. Because that's the piece I think so many of us think of these events as like, we go as participants, we go as things, but bring those business cards or bring your phone or bring your, your address book, because you'll probably find someone just like who has had a similar experience to you. You might find someone that you want to reach out to. You might find an organization you want. So I think it's such a great community to be a part of and to be introduced to, that this event gives you an opportunity to go into what I would say is a fairly intimidating building. And they built it that way because that's how we roll. But it's also welcoming it should be for the people. It's the people's house. And so I think this is a great day for anyone who's they have self-guided tours in the Capitol. They have, you are welcome in that place at any time to listen to hearings. There are definitely things we want to be aware of, but if you have been nervous to even just go into that Capitol Rotunda, go ahead and come on down and bring your info and write down some names, because I think there'll be some really good people. And that's what's great about this Awareness Day. We get to come and talk to lawmakers, decision makers, and educate them about things that are important to us. And we get to do it in a way where people who may be nervous about it know that there's other people that are there that are ready to help around some issues. And, you got those 5 tables, but I guarantee you those 5 experts have other things too. So, come down for yourself, bring some friends. If you got a fancy bow tie, you've been looking for an excuse to wear, I feel like this is it, right? Like, sport that cool bow tie.
Yeah. I should also mention the governor will be signing a proclamation for, designating February 21st as Fred Riggers Disability Awareness Day. We're still unsure of his schedule, if it's going to be a signed proclamation that we're able to go up to his office to view. But that nonetheless, the proclamation will be signed, and the day is Fred Riggers Disability Awareness Day.
Oh, that's so exciting. All right. Well, you guys, I have that it is almost time. So is there anything else you'd love to share or that we maybe didn't highlight? Like your favorite music or something about the day? Pick anything.
I am just so excited, just especially as one of the newer members of IPOL, to get in there and maybe actually meet the people that we've seen on Zoom and really introduce around and say hi, get to know people, see members of the community. It's just a really great reason to get together and learn more about each other. I'm just excited.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited. All of our representatives, all of our legislators will be invited. I'm just really excited to be able to mingle with them and educate them on the issues that are really, really prominent and important for individuals in our state. And so that's really what I'm excited about. And then, to meet everybody too, and just celebrate this day.
Oh, well, you guys, come on down. It's happening. You've got just a couple of weeks here to be prepared. Get your friends, dust off that bow tie, get it dry cleaned, and head on down to Consortium of the SIDS, Fred Riggers Disability Awareness Day. All right. Well, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks, and that will be February 15th. We will be talking a little bit about one of these issues that they're focusing on, the direct care workforce crisis, and Powering Independent Idaho campaign that is working to educate around that issue. So we'll have people on for that. So look at how this all flows together, everyone. Well, thank you, everyone. And for now, Allison, Melissa, we say ciao for now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.